The hell? Okay. This is why I was wanting to wait a few minutes because it was all righty. To hell with it.
We're haunted.
Maybe I'll add that into the beginning or something. Well, hello, you fancy fossils out there. I wish we were drilling in our own fossils so we could save money on gas. Of course, it's me. Yes, that guy that you occasionally stumble across. Today, you may recognize Mr. Webb right over either to my left or to my right. Hell, I don't know at this point. But I don't even know why I said but. Mr. Webb and I have been contemplating on a certain subject, and maybe the title alone may throw you off. Which I'm trying to think what the title may be right now. But yeah,
sure.
I don't want to see Halloween Ends. The trailer, that is.
Oh,
I don't want to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
I don't want to see Halloween Ends, the trailer, any trailers. I don't want to see artwork, which I've accidentally glimpsed, but I'm not freaking out on that. And I have my reasons for it, and I'm not going to necessarily share mine because I know, Chris, you and I have talked about this subject not that long ago about the trailers in the past and what are our goals, I guess you could say, for this particular film. So yeah, I'm just going to start off by saying I don't want to see Halloween Ends. The trailers.
The trailers.
Before, maybe this will help you out. It's 1,900 and let me try that again. It's 1,949 hours. And let me refresh this. In 18 minutes. Do you know what that means?
I do not.
Let me scroll down.
Movie is launched?
Yeah. 1,994 hours and 18 minutes. How many weeks?
It's a lot of minutes to live under a rock, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of, or how could you, maybe this will help. 11 weeks and 5 days.
Oh God. You put it like that. It's real. That's real hard.
That's what she said. Michael.
I mean, from what I'm hearing, most people I know there was a lot of people excited about it, but I don't feel like it gave too much away, according to what they say. But I'm still, if this is going to be our last for a while now, I want to be, completely surprised by anything I might see. And so, I mean, I'm kind of totally off Facebook, Instagram. I got a lot of people messaging me and stuff like that, but it's just like, I don't think I want to partake in it. And it's eating me up, but man, I think it'll be worth it in the end. Don't you?
Oh yeah. And let me ask you this. Is it eating you up because you're more anxious to see it? Or, you know what I mean? The film itself in general. Or is it eating you up because all you have to do is go to certain things right now? Google itself. Just Google in Halloween Ends. Just as simple as that.
It's right there.
Yeah.
At your fingertips. Yeah. I think what kills me most is all the speculations and the stuff that I see when I'm just scrolling past. And it's just, I'm not going to go there, but it's just, people are just so forward with their information now. It's right over your head constantly. And it kind of makes it real hard.
Yeah. I mean, if I had, what am I saying? Let me put this in another way. If my son was in his bedroom this past week, of which he was over here, and if he was watching trailers of Halloween Ends, I would not judge him or anybody else for that matter. So I want to make that perfectly clear. What choice you make is completely harmless, which I know that should be, it's kind of like, what kind of beverage do you like? It's whatever you like. Who gives a rat's ass? You know what I mean? There's no right or wrong to it. But for some reason, when it comes to the subject Halloween alone, you almost have to feel like you have to walk on eggshells on every matter, because some people, and I'm just saying some, would get offended right now by even what I just said or possibly what you said. And I'm thinking, you know what? Grow the F up. I mean, it's ridiculous. This might help. It's 82 days. That's like just a little bit over what? 83 or under, I should say. I'm really screwing up my math. Maybe I should drink something other than this water right now.
No, that's correct. Man, it's just still the same constant bond. If we didn't have social media, I feel like this would be easy.
Oh God, yeah. So much easier.
That's what I feel like. But it's so hard to disconnect from the world. It's like, man.
Well, you and I have a different lifestyle. You obviously have a family, immediate family. I myself really don't. And I'm not wanting to hear little violins playing right now. So I have an easier way of escaping, that in a sense. Yeah, you could easily say, okay, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But it's going to be impossible because, that's like telling your wife how to handle social media, or your kids, and that's impossible. And, one of your kids might say, hey, Dad, look what I just, and they know you love the franchise. And they're only doing that out of respect and love, and they're going to be excited to try to show, you know what? I just thought of something. I should turn down my volume unless there's been a major echo already. Oh, God, I forgot to do that.
Ooh.
Oh, crap. We'll find out later. But yeah, I will admit, you've got bigger challenges than I do because you've got your immediate family, saying, hey, check this out. And I'm sure they've already heard from you. I don't want to see it.
Oh, I was just saying it's going to go on YouTube. It's going to be part of their marketing thing. And it's going to be like little 15-second flashes of all the stuff. And it's going to hit you hard and fast. And they're going to be real mad.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to, I know that I can't even think of the other horror film that just really came out of nowhere really a few years ago. It was pretty much an independent film about that clown, really disturbing clown. This like I said, it's kind of a B movie.
This guy you're talking about.
Exactly.
I got you.
And then
I recognize the face. I don't recognize the movie.
Okay. All Hallows Eve, and then it became basically the character was a spinoff, and the character ended up being ended up being a more huge. This was All Hallows Eve. I'm trying to remember what movie it was, but anyways, there's, like I said, there's supposed to be. It's probably going to be a bigger budget than the first one, or however it was. But I remember sitting there watching going, damn, this is disturbing as hell. So, like I said, the first one was pretty messed up.
Now that trailer, I'd probably watch. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Check out at least the original trailer. And it's, I want to say it's original, but it's not. In other words, it's a concept where it's kind of like these two girls are in a restaurant, and then this creepy creepy. I'm gonna try this shit again. This creepy clown shows up, and he doesn't say anything. He's more of a mime, but disturbing. And he's a serial killer in his own unique clownish ways. And to be honest with you, this clown here is a hell of a lot more freakier and disturbing than Pennywise, to be honest with you. Now, granted, who's ever watching this now may disagree, but I think a lot of us would say there's no doubt about it. This clown is creepy SOB. And the thing of it is, if I remember, it's been a while. It's like he can't get hurt. Kind of like Pennywise, kind of like what we were talking about with Halloween. And obviously, Mr. Myers seems to get up no matter what. But Yeah, it's something I would highly suggest any horror fan check out. It's gory. I'm not a big fan of the over gore, but if it's not trying to be this much gore and this much story, I don't want to have anything to do. If it's got at least a story that matches the gore, then I may be interested to stick around and watch it for a while. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of gore, because to me, that's not why I'm there to watch a horror film. I'm there to be scared, not to be. I don't want to go vomit in a bucket later, if that makes any sense.
I lean a lot towards more suspense, thriller types here lately, because
Yeah,
a lot of horror movies are they're going on another path.
yeah. I agree with you so much. It's like whatever happened to the Stephen Kings of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be the first one to admit, I can't sit here and write a damn thing if it came to any scary ideas, because I feel like it's all been done.
Yeah.
I mean, the real world itself is so damn disturbing
that you just turn on the news.
Yeah.
Get scared.
And I wouldn't even want to touch a lot of the subjects right now, because it's way too sensitive right now for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And no, I'd rather have something that's totally fictional and come up with creative ways to scare myself or others. But right now, it's kind of like been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this will kind of lead me to what I was saying earlier. I don't want to see Halloween's Ends, the trailer, or any artwork. But there's a part of me right now, and I know if anybody's still watching, they might get kind of pissed off at me. But I don't think I'm going to be that wholly impressed with it. I'm sorry.
That's another fear of mine as well.
I mean, I'm cheering this film on. I want it to be good. I want it to be great. But I just don't expect it because of what you brought up, the horror films, or, what can they do? What can they do to impress the shit out of us with Halloween Ends that we haven't watched already, that we haven't seen, that we haven't saw? I mean, what could they do? I mean, it's already coming down to who's going to win, Michael or Laurie. Are they both going to die? And is there going to be a last second shot of the film where all of a sudden a hand comes out of the grave like Carrie?
Sure.
I was thinking about this the other day, or yesterday. I was cutting grass. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be leaving that movie theater going like, oh, that was the best one ever. I hate to say it. I hope I'm wrong. And I don't mean to bum anybody else that's actually watching this video. Certainly not you, Chris, but I kind of feel like I already seen a great Halloween film from John Carpenter back in 78. The others have just been tagging along. Some of them have been fun, and I've enjoyed it. I'm thankful that the franchise exists, but they've all been kind of like, yeah, they're all right. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean, I got a couple outliers there. I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of Halloween 6 just for its atmosphere and all the other things. I mean, if you could nail atmosphere and dialogue for me, just, some better writing, I think I'd be very impressed. Because as a whole, the dialogue of the 2018 kills and ends so far is just, that's what's killing it for me, I think. And
ironically, I was worried about, I was all excited about Nick Castle, kind of some original people being a part of it. And I was so thrilled Nick Castle was going to be. And then there's this James Ju Courtney. I'm like, well, we'll see. And ironically, he's been my favorite thing about Halloween 2018 kills and most likely ends.
Absolutely.
I mean, that to me, I think I would say probably the majority of fans feel that way. No disrespect to the other characters. Well, there is one character I think we all can agree that we all got annoyed with back in 2018. That what is it? The new Dr. Loomis, as Jamie Lee Curtis says.
I was very happy when he bit the dust.
Yeah. But yeah, if I have to go through another Evil Dies Tonight rendition, a new version of it, and Halloween Ends, I'm just going to do my best. Sit there, because I know my son will most likely, he always sits to my right at a movie theater. It's like he thinks we're in the car. But yeah, it doesn't matter. He always sits to the right. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll be sitting in the theater. I know he's going to be enjoying it. This is going to be another moment where I should be thankful I'm there with him, and I'll just enjoy it for that. And hopefully the whole purpose of the beginning of this video, I'll enjoy it more by not, in other words, by being totally surprised. That'll
add a whole nother level to it, because I think, it's just going to be that 2018, I was almost foaming at the mouth for some kind of content, and I ruined it for myself with all the trailers I had watched. Kills. I mean, with the whole COVID thing and everything, I was just glad to actually get the trailer. And then this time around, I just feel like I don't want to take part of it, as you were saying.
Yeah, you bringing up that closet scene, I know we've talked about it before, and I know that
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I mean, the way you described it, and it really made a lot of sense to how I felt too. Even one of my oldest friends, because we went to go see it on that Thursday night before the Friday or whatever, and even he felt, he's like, he already knew it was going to happen. Just like you described with the closet scene, and I was kind of
my wife over the head with that scene, just like sending her all the trailers and everything, like we're going, get ready, and she wasn't even scared. That's how I knew, okay, I took it too far.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm giving an attitude towards this already, like the glass is half empty, and I don't want to give off that impression. I really, really don't. Maybe it's the heat. Maybe it's the other stuff that I've been watching that's completely unrelated to this franchise, and I'm going into it right now with this is half full, but I feel like, you know what? Don't do that. Don't do that. This is one of the main reasons why you don't want to watch the trailer, because you're hoping, if anything, you want to enjoy it. And obviously, I don't want to speak for you, but do you speak for you?
I mean, what if it does turn out to be amazing though? And we're looking back on this video and we're like, damn. We spoke too soon.
Yeah. Well, there's a part of me right now that the thought about this
be amazing, right?
Yeah. Hell, there's even a part of me that's thought about leave the comments off on this video, but I don't want to do that because that's not fair to others. But all I'm asking is, if you leave a link to the trailer,
that's coming.
Can't say something nice, then don't say nothing at all. Just don't expect to watch any of my future videos. I'm not going to do that. I just won't click on it. That's all. Because there might be others that are watching this video that want to see the trailer, and that link's there. So, but technically, YouTube doesn't want people, I'm like, come on. I've heard that before. They don't want others to leave links on the comment section. They've got this power trip thing that they're just learning from the puppet masters. That's all. That's all it is. I won't go there. Yeah, I want to be optimistic, and I think it's just, like I said, maybe it's from the stuff I've been watching earlier, the way the heat's been this week, or it's just been a continuation of the past 2 years where it's kind of like, yeah, I guess there's things to look forward to. And I shouldn't say that, but here lately, it seems like I feel like as soon as I take 2 steps forward, I take 5 steps back. And I'm getting so sick of that shit, especially when I have to hear the C word as much as I do. And I know I'm not the only one, but I'm so damn tired of hearing about you know what all the time. Yeah. And maybe that's why I've got this attitude towards Halloween Ends. Good luck trying to impress me. Even if I don't watch a trailer. And then there's other good people out there going like, no, here's what Robin Williams would say if he was alive today. More in dire need of a blowjob than any other white man I've ever seen. That's what he would say in this video right now.
Yeah.
So there, I'm helping out the people that are watching this video right now, at least hearing me whine. There's your throwback comment at me.
And that was one of the things going into this. I didn't want it to be a video where we whine the whole time, because I'm not trying to whine. I mean, any content is great, but it's just like, it's hard to imagine where it's going to go.
Yeah. Maybe, just maybe. I know it has to end. In order to have a beginning, you have to have an end. Mm-hmm. But we've had so many, we've had so many different versions of Halloween. Maybe there's a part of me that just doesn't want to accept it to end, but it's going to have to eventually, right? Or either that, I'll kick over and then it continues on. And maybe there's a part of me that's going to be jealous of that. That could be why I'm whining here.
I feel like it's just going to be an end to their story.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I mean, Chris, okay, I'm going to put the pressure's on you now. If you were the owner, if you owned this franchise, if it was Webb Productions that owned this franchise, and you've got this going on right now, Halloween Kills ends, and you're making a lot of fans happy as a whole. Let's face it, there's a lot more people happy about this franchise than there are not. And you get kind of excited about what's going on. What would you do after this film ends? Would you go off to another direction, or would you fill in the blank? Sorry, I put you under the pressure there.
Man. I agree with the Acads. I mean, I'd never let my boy die. That's forgiven. But I would think I would step away from that. I think I'd try like I think they did it the wrong way, but Halloween 3 was like a good movie by itself, standalone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like I don't know. That's hard. That's real hard.
Yeah, it is.
Because you can't have a Halloween movie without Michael. I mean, it's doomed from the start. That's so hard.
Or it could be, okay, we already know Blumhouse Halloween, but if it was just like Webb House, Season of the Witch, but then it'd be like, oh, it's another reboot.
I would kill. I mean, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I would have killed Laurie in 2018. I would have been done with that. And I would have moved into the fact that there's no like sister, brother, there's nothing driving Michael. And I think I'd go back to, him just being a force of nature. I think I would explore that a little more if I had to. But the whole Laurie and Michael link, I think it's just been beat over our heads. It's just a dead horse.
It is. I agree. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
I'm not even thinking about Allison. I mean, where's she going to be in ends? We don't even know.
Wow. I didn't even think about her as well. I mean, I guess this is just me guessing. And of course, people have watched it. Well, then the trailer technically is not supposed to tell us everything about the film. And I would assume that Allison will be done with.
Think so?
I don't know. I don't want her to, you know. I like her. But then, like, obviously I like the character of Michael Myers as well.
Mm-hmm.
But something's going to have to. I mean, I blamed. I hate blaming Star Wars for anything because it's not their fault. They went into the Star Wars, New Hope, and then the Empire, and they kind of started this sequel concept of this Luke, I am your father. And I really firmly believe with Halloween 2 in 81, I shouldn't say I blame Star Wars. I kind of blame, well, they were inspired by that. Luke, I'm your father. Oh, Laurie is Michael's sister. I've always felt that way because, it's about the same time. I'm going to see Star Wars 77. Empire was out in 80? I don't know. I just kind of, but to be fair, Friday the 13th, then Friday the 13th part 2, they seen this huge, and I'm thankful as hell for it because I wouldn't be able to sit here and talk about the slasher films during the 80s. Mm-hmm. Even though I could sit here and act like, oh, Mr. Mighty, oh, there's no better one than this. But all in a nutshell, I've enjoyed those times. I've seen all those films, even though they got kind of out of hand, but they were fun. And now I miss them so much because they were so much fun back then.
Absolutely.
But there's always still that part of me. It's like, why did you do it? But I don't know. I argue with myself that constantly. It's like I wanted it to be left alone, but at the same time, I'm so thankful for the memories for all the films that they've made, even for the ones. I mean, right now I can honestly say, could I live without Resurrection? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm thankful that it still exists just because it does. Will I ever watch it again? I may fall asleep to it, but I'm thankful that it exists. Even Rob Zombie's too.
It kept it going, right? It pushed it forward, kept it relevant. So,
yeah. And it's not like I could write a better story about it. I can't top it, and I wouldn't want to. Let's face it. What's behind you right now, Chris, is obviously a huge collection of the mask we all love. So we're constantly trying to either add one to our collection or get that. You think you got the Holy Grail, then all of a sudden you see more images of it online. And you're like, oh shit, I want that one now. We just can't stop. I mean, I did a while ago, but I understand the passion to it. You just can't stop. But it's a lot better habit than others.
I'll never stop.
I think one of the reasons why I don't want to say stop, but I took it to a different level. I wanted to, because it was when I was a kid, I wanted to, if I can't find it, I got to find a way to make it myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I wasn't doing a good job with it, when I was a young teenager, I got so pissed off because I could airbrush on a 2-dimensional like paper or t-shirt or a car hood, but I couldn't understand why I couldn't make the mask look decent. So then I gave up on it and started doing it again. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't gone out and buy from different artists again. I kind of want to get back into it because I love so many different artists' renditions of the mask. I think I like everybody else's more than whatever I could do. And
I mean, it's going to just keep getting better and better. I mean, the more you do it, I mean, you're going to be up there.
Yeah. It's to me, it's like it's a new addiction to it. It's a different level.
These probably are distracting maybe away from your, like what you want to create, maybe.
I kind of like, every once in a while, even though it's been a little while, there was a couple individuals that I would see on Instagram that they would I could tell they're like, I don't want to do like what everybody else is doing. I'm going to do it my way. And I totally respected it because it didn't look necessarily like what most people would want. Like, I want it to look like this from this film or whatever. They kind of went like above and beyond, made it look more, I don't want to say cartoonish, but a little bit more colorful in a way. And I really appreciate the hell out of what they were doing. It wasn't overdone. It was just like they slapped more, lipstick on those pigs, if you know what I mean. And they look pretty damn good. And it just, I respect why they're doing that, because they were maybe they were getting bored trying to do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times can you have ramen noodles? I'm not trying to compare the mass to ramen noodles, but I could get why they do that.
Yeah.
But then it always keeps you want to come back to the original concept too. And it's so funny. I got a point where I didn't want to do the kills anymore because it got frustrating to do it. And then when I got away from doing it, now I kind of want to do them again. It's just so weird. It really is.
Or just thought you could take it to the next level type thing.
Yeah. We'll see. I just never know. I just still want to have fun with it. And just like you said, I don't want to make this sound like we're whining here. I just always want to have fun with this franchise, and I don't want Halloween Ends to be a disappointment for any. There's going to be probably 60 people either liking it and 40% disliking it. It seems like that's what it's been like in this franchise. You know what I mean?
Have you heard any of the, Nick talking about it, or Jamie, any of them talking about it? Have you heard any of that?
I've been staying away from it.
Okay.
I've been staying because, in all honesty,
I'm behind the 8 ball there. I've heard a few of them, and I wish I hadn't, but I had.
The one place that I had found in the previous films, and in all reality, it's not just the films, but the place where trending gossips really go hard is on Twitter. And if you get on Twitter, that's where you'll because let's face it, like Nick Castle, Jamie Lee Curtis, those two, like you brought up, they're on Twitter more than any other social platform. So if there's anything that's going to be shared, you'll see it there first. You think about it, and this has nothing to do with the person itself, whether you like or dislike. But let's just think of Donald Trump, for an example. Put away his past. I don't give a shit about that. But what did he do when he was president? What did he do more of anything? And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to insult the person, because I don't care about politics.
He practically was a bird.
He tweeted everything.
Yes.
I mean, there's no denying that. So the Kardashians, I know they're not, but I'm just saying that's what celebrities do. They tweet shit all the time. If the one advantage of it, though, to Twitter, if something happens, it's tweeted like that. So,
yeah. Then it becomes viral, and then
yeah. So I should have said something to you personally about that a while ago. If you're on Twitter, avoid it.
I had one, and then I deleted it. I just can't. There was so much politics and everything else. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I'm not on Facebook anymore, mainly because I have family that argue over politics and over the other stuff that's been going on. I'm like, I can't be a part of this anymore. I just can't, because it's pretty sad when I see them fighting on Facebook. It's like, I can't be a part of this shit. Why is it that you guys communicate more there than you do in person?
Yeah.
Don't get that. Because it's easy. This is what's the problem. It's easy to hide behind these things right here.
Keyboard warriors.
Mm-hmm. So, Chris, I really hope that, because I know when you go see Halloween Ends, you already have a plan to go probably see it with yourself, and you've got plans to go see it with your family. I hope that, if anything, that when you can go see it with your family, you can really enjoy it, just as just another, like, say 10 years from now, if your kids grow up and they really get into this franchise, you know, it's just another fond memory. Like, hey, at least I went to go see him in the theater with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At least it'll be that.
So that's the first thing I always get out of, even with, you know, because my son, he loves the franchise. When he's in the mood, it's so funny though. He used to watch Halloween 4 and 5 a lot because of Deborah Harris. I think he had a huge crush on her, but you know, who wouldn't?
Mm-hmm.
Not Deborah Harris. What am I saying? Daniel Harris. Deborah Harris. This is what happens when you get in your 50s, folks. It's going to get worse for me in 10 years. I'm getting worse. But yeah, he had a big crush on Daniel Harris.
I can see that.
And now it seems like whenever.
I was just always impressed, like her being that little, being, you know, I thought she was going to be a really prolific actress, you know, like she's a good actress, you know, she had me going, you know, I believed it.
There we go. If Blumhouse decides to, well, let's go ahead and try another. Granted, they're going to be busy with this Exorcist crap. Yeah, you heard me say it, Exorcist crap. I'm just not a fan of. I don't know. I know I'll watch it, but to me, The Exorcist was the ultimate. Yes, believe it or not, folks, you heard it from me. I would say The Exorcist was a hell of a lot more frightening than Halloween. And Halloween scared the shit out of me, but The Exorcist, I slept with my mom for a whole month. Halloween, I did it for a week. I'm just not crazy about this, whatever they're doing, you know. But if Blumhouse wants to revisit Halloween, then let's get Daniel Harris involved in this next one. The fans want it. I'm damn sure they do.
I wish she would have got the proper treatment in 6.
Oh, absolutely. I think that film
brought her back, gave that character, you know, proper send off if they did have to kill her, you know. For the mess that 6 was, I still love that movie, but
since they tried to kill Michael in 6, they should have had Daniel Harris kill him. I just thought they should have kept her in 6 as an adult.
They should have.
She was the lead. That's my concept on it.
She put in her time.
I say if you bring back another franchise, if you want to do it, if it's worth the money, if you believe it'll work, if you have the right people writing the script, directing it, then let's bring Daniel Harris back and see what you can do. I mean, why not?
That was one of the things that I appreciated about Zombie, is he brought her back. I mean, he treated her well on that movie. He actually liked her, you know. I respected that.
There was good acting in those films.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing that's really odd. I mean, you think about it.
That sheriff scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, I actually that got to me when they started showing the home movies. His little girl. That was real bad. That hit home real bad. That was well done.
When I think of him back when he was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, how amazing they all were in that film, and how Brad's performance, his character in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, how he was just mind-blowing in that. So when Brad does the scene that you described there, yeah, it got to me. I mean, it was powerful as hell.
I could probably project myself, see myself like on my knees right there as he was doing at that point.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I try not to, but when shit like that, when I don't want to talk about what I was saying, what I was watching earlier, but I just always think if I was in those parents' shoes, I don't know what could hold me back from going fucking ballistic. I really don't. But I think I pretty much described what I was talking about there. But yeah, those I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. It's too damn disturbing.
I know.
That's why, Michael, you better do a good job of entertaining the shit out of us, along with the rest of you. And please don't repeat Evil Dies Tonight, because if you do, oh my God, I like to enjoy my popcorn and cherry Coke during those moments for a reason, not to throw it up. So,
or throw it at them.
Yeah. Speaking of which, not that it matters, but I've lost 23 pounds since June 1st.
Hey.
So maybe if they do say Evil Dies Tonight, I'll lose another 23 pounds in the movie theater that night.
I wish I could do something.
I'm avoiding fast food. Except every other Friday, I'll have it with my son at McDonald's. And I get chicken nuggets now instead of their hamburgers. Not that that's the reason how I've lost weight, but entirely I avoid fast foods. I'm cooking at home. And I've been going to the gym. And I've not been trying to kill myself there. A lot of cardio. And now with work, I knew
cardio is my nightmare.
Yeah. I knew with what I used to do before, and now I'm back at it again. I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. So yeah, that for me, that needs to lose a lot of weight. It's really the best thing for me. In fact, today I'm behind because I went to the gym earlier and I only walked 2 miles on the treadmill. That's actually plenty, but it's like I put the rings back on my watch just to keep track of it. And yeah, I'm hoping that this time next year I will get close to my goal. But you never know. I don't want to try to do it too fast because that's too dangerous, especially I hate to say it at my age. But it's harder at my age, that's for sure, no doubt about it. But yeah, well, I think it was last week I was pissed because I would see some of it come off from the scale, but I'm like, I don't see it. I don't feel it. And then all of a sudden there was, I think day before yesterday, I caught myself in a glass reflection and it looked a little different than it had been for a while. I'm like, maybe I am starting to see it a little bit. That my waist line for pants, I had to put another notch on my belt. So that's got to prove something there.
That's good. That's motivation right there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. That's for sure. Just to get rid of, I want to get back to where I was at around, like, say 2018. That's my goal. I want to get back to at least around 200 pounds. I'd be happy. So let me see. I'll get an update. If I refresh this, it's still 11 weeks and 5 days. How many weeks? How many was it? Or how many? I think it was hours or something.
You have an actual countdown, or are you going to like a?
I'm just going to Google. I typed in how many weeks until October 14th.
Okay.
And then if I go down to related search, it says how many days until October? It says 82. Wait a minute. That's the same thing. How many months? It's 2 months, 2 months and 2 weeks. I thought there was one here that I said, about the clock.
I feel like that's kind of part of it. If we do stay with it and be disciplined about it, because I'm excited to see it. So maybe it'll add a little bit,
I think it will. I think it will. And that's honestly, I kind of wanted, I purposely already had set in my mind where I purposely wanted to come off where I was going to be negative in a bullshit way to prove a point that maybe by doing this method, by not watching any trailers, and I know it's hard for a lot of people. Me, I'm stubborn as hell. If I've got my mind determined on something, if I don't want to do what everybody else is doing, then damn it, I'm not going to. But I'm thinking that by having this attitude, by the time it does come out in the theater, by not watching any trailers, I might enjoy it a hell of a lot more than I expected to.
How many more do you think we're going to get?
I don't think this is actually the end of Halloween. I just don't. I think it's
like how many more trailers?
All trailers. Let's see. That's what, July 24th right now.
Yeah.
I'm under the impression that the trailer that's available now just came out last week. Am I right about that? I don't know. I'm assuming.
I think it was the Comic-Con trailer as well. So it had been floating around for like a month.
Oh, good. Good. That means I'm doing a good job of not knowing. I forget what I was going to ask you. I really do. Because I thought like it was going to be an interesting question to ask.
It probably was.
Now I know what it was. Wouldn't it be amazing? I don't know if I want to ask it that way. Okay, as we all know, and even the people that are responsible for creating the film, I mean, they even hire every film practically since really H4, an artist to create a mask. And we know the real reasons why it couldn't look like the original because of the whole, William Shatner issues, we've been there, done through the whole history. But what if they decide to, towards the end of the film, throw in a monkey wrench of a new mask? And that's because, that means they have to do another one. Or what if it's like 5 minutes into Halloween Ends and Michael's mask that we're pretty much used to now, the burnt one, because let's face it, it's obvious it's going into that with Ends, a lot more bloodier. I think a lot of people realize he's going to have the same mask, but what I fear is a Rob Zombie 2 concept where it's torn to hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I fear that. So I guess what I'm trying to get at, and I'm finding a terrible way of asking you, Chris, do you think that there's any chance at all whatsoever in Halloween Ends that there might be a new mask in this film? It's a tough question, I know.
That is very hard. Are you talking like, man, not a white?
Well, Trick or Treat Studios, as we all know, owns the rights to, that image of the original mask. We know that.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it doesn't look the same as if an independent artist were to, basically strip it down and make it its own. Okay, Chris, we know that if Chris Morgan were to get his hands on a TOTS H1, he could bring it to life. Just like a lot of amazing artists out there. Of course, yes, James Carter. Yes, we already know that.
Tons.
Yes, they could definitely make those TOTS masks look amazing. And they probably won't even touch one of them, but we know that they could. And it would look like an H1, like it should. And I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, but I'm just kind of wondering, how would you react, or how do you think the majority of the fans would react if somehow maybe 5 or 10 minutes into the film, Michael doesn't have that burnt mask that a lot of fans seem to love? It is a bitch to do, but a lot of fans seem to love. And then all of a sudden we kind of go back to maybe a brand new mask completely,
Brand new white mask is what you're talking. Like Michael just...
I think it would piss off so many people if he didn't wear a white mask. It's a tough question, I know. And why did I have to ask? A part of me right now is kicking myself in the ass for it, but I just have a feeling there's a chat room somewhere where people are talking about this.
It would be very polarizing. It would probably like Moses, Red Sea, part the whole like theater probably.
Yeah.
It'd be a left versus right, definitely. I would probably be pissed if I'm just going first gut reaction.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know though. What if, because there's a 4-year jump.
Yeah, exactly. That's I didn't do a very good way of asking, but that's what I was thinking. There's a 4-year jump. I mean,
what happened in 4 years? I don't know.
Just that's
crazy.
That's why I fear that Michael is somewhere out in the woods 4 years later, and you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Now it's that speculation stage right now.
Yeah. I should put the speculations up on the screen.
It's kind of like, what if something happened immediately after Kills, to the point where Michael,
they did a good job of ending. Yeah, they did a good job of ending that film, as far as I'm concerned, because it is what's going to happen?
Yeah, what happened if somebody else found it?
I'm just trying to think realistically right now, but it is a fantasy film. Duh. I don't want it to be real. I hate the real world anymore in this day and age. But I'm just trying to think realistically. Okay. I mean, they could keep it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good.
I mean, they could keep it as is. There's no doubt about it. There's no reason to change it. If it's not broken, then you don't need to fix it. But how dirty is it going to look? I mean, which I thought was shot brilliantly. The cinematography there at the end alone was just so morbid. The reflection of James standing there with that lighting, the reflection in the glass, with obviously the sirens hitting it just right where it has I'm trying to even think of the name of the effect right now, but it's just, if you look at that one scene in the still, Michael looks more evil than I've ever seen him before. And it's all due to reflections and lighting and everything else with that blood. And it just, I seen that and I was like, oh my God, they finally captured him looking fucking pissed.
Yep. I mean, Michael won pretty much that whole movie. It was just, he dominated.
I think he was getting tired of hear evil, dies tonight. I think that's what made him mad. That's what made us mad.
You know what I mean? That's what makes me scared, because what if, 2018, they open the doors again. Technically, Lori kind of, won the day at the end of it. Kind of. We were led to believe that he was, in the fire. Kills, Michael just dominates everything. He wins, hands down. It's like, where do you go from there? It ends.
The Myers house is still standing at the end of the film. What happens there?
Yeah.
Obviously, not everybody in Haddonfield met Michael on that street. There was, dear Lord, if that's the case, the population of Haddonfield was only 50 for all these years. Do the rest of the majority of people come out there and burn the house down again? But then it'd be like, oh, great, we already seen this already. This is the great thing, folks, why you don't watch the trailers.
I like kind of speculating about it.
Yeah. Good reason why, if they're still watching. See, now I am proud. I am very glad that I'm doing this. And if somebody is watching out there, if they haven't watched the trailer yet or didn't know, they might think, ooh, you may have inspired me not to watch the trailers as well. I know it's going to be tough, but
you would be amazed how many people I know I've had conversations with from 2018 to getting the news when, Kills was going to drop, and then they said there'd be 2 after that. I had full conversations with these people, and they're still like, oh my God, there's going to be another one, sending me a message. And I'm like we talked about this a year ago. Yeah. Like, I know you were there. I was right there with you.
Oh, and I want to make something. I want to make this very clear too, Chris. And I know for a fact that I don't want to speak for you, and I'll let you at least finish what I'm saying here. Yep. I don't want this by any means want anyone to think that I have anything against any YouTubers out there that is going to dissect the trailer that's out, which I'm sure those videos there's probably, let's just say a dozen, just to simplify it. There's probably a dozen videos out there already where YouTubers are dissecting the hell out of that trailer. Maybe there's been 5 videos on it so far. And you know what? I encourage them to do that. Go watch those videos and have fun with it. And I don't have anything against these people doing it. But I like I said, I just want to make sure that I don't want anybody out there to think that I'm insulting those YouTubers out there that work their ass off, because trust me, I know when you're constantly putting content up there like I used to, it's a lot of work. So I have a lot of respect for any YouTuber out there that focuses hard on whatever the subject matter may be. So I wanted to make that clear. This is not me disrespecting any of them out there.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, they create good content. They're committed to it. They deserve those views. I understand completely.
Yeah. It's a journalism on its own. You got to come up with your ideas. You got to try to come up with your own, even if the subject matter is pretty much tainted. But and if you're like me, it's like, son of a bitch, take after take after take after take until you feel like, okay, this is the right one. And then you got to edit it. And then you're hoping that people actually take the time to watch your videos. And when they do, we all know there's the trolls out there that have to put you down. Like this isn't somebody putting me down, but oh my God, if I had a nickel for every time I had been told, have you ever been told that you look like the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street 2? No, never heard that before. Or
really?
Have you ever been told that you sound like Mark Hamill? No, I've never heard that before.
Well,
I mean, they're not being mean, but sometimes it's like, that's what you get though when you do YouTube videos.
Yeah, you're really putting yourself out there.
Yeah, it's a good thing I want to do content about how you bleach assholes, right? Ooh, did I say that too loud?
I'm going to sit that one out.
Literally, huh? Oh, God. See, I can say it now because I know there's only going to be so many people who are watching this point in the video.
Yeah, I was going to bring up.
Oh, go ahead.
Not that it was any deviation or anything else like that, but, it's kind of like we got 2 masks in Kills with the flashback being there. But I feel like the flashback was received so well. I mean, say he could find that mask again, I don't think I'd be mad at that point. If it came back a clean white mask and he lost the burnt one, that's the only scenario where I could probably be okay, I think.
Yeah, because it would be. That's actually a really good perspective on it, Chris. Because it would be a part of this franchise. I mean, you pretty much said that already. And I love how that mask for Halloween Kills being the flashback, I'm very happy for the organization and for, I'm going to say, the younger fans, how or even not necessarily the younger fans, even the older ones, how there's been a more respect for Christopher Nelson doing his best. I shouldn't say that in that way. Christopher Nelson, you know what? I'm going to take a stab in the dark here, and I'm going to go ahead and I got to make a 78 mask. There's no way on earth that I can do a Don Post. Yeah. But I'm going to do whatever I can to do something magical here. And he did it. So yeah, what you're saying there, that's a pretty good a good idea.
That alley scene was amazing.
Yeah.
If I could get a whole movie with that mask, I mean, might not be bad.
It was either, I want to say Sean Clark and Christopher Nelson, they may have both agreed on it. Or whoever brought it up, it doesn't matter, during their their YouTube podcast that they do.
Mhm.
But when it was either one of them said it, and I totally agreed. I think a lot of fans felt the same way if they watched that video as well. They should have made Halloween Kills, the majority of that film, the flashback. And when whoever said it first, I'm thinking, wow, that is a damn good idea. I agree. I think I would have really enjoyed Kills being the majority of the flashback.
Mhm.
Now you're like, how would you get that title in there? I don't care. The flashbacks were awesome in that film.
There's time in between, I guess there isn't, because his David Gordon Green's kind of takes a different turn. So I guess that makes sense, but there could have been, a little time in between there. Taking up more.
And we really would have been able to enjoy that mask more. But, now that I sit here and think about it, maybe we wouldn't have enjoyed the flashback scenes as much if they had stretched it out, even, an extended version of it. I don't know. This is the beauty of enjoying these franchises. You can drive yourself nuts just thinking about it sometimes.
If he could play with it a little bit more, use the shadows, do lighting effects and stuff like that, I feel like he could have made it very impressive.
Get the original, and sometimes I have to tell myself, just get off the original shit for a little bit. Right. But the shadows, the Michael being the boogeyman, the Michael being the trickster. I mean, yes, there's little tricks that he was doing, but
less is more.
Yeah. Oh, believe me. Okay, here's what I want Halloween Ends. I don't want Nick Castle scenes to be deleted. If he's going to have a cameo in it again, yes, we all know Nick Castle is doing the voiceover of Michael breathing. Okay, that's great. But if Nick's going to... Huh?
I don't even know this time around. Does he? Does he have a cameo?
I don't know either. I guess that's another good problem to have when you don't watch the trailers or keep up with everything that's, if I turn Twitter back on my other phone, I get notifications from Nick Castle all the time, but I turned off notifications purposely because of that. The irony, right?
That's a good point. I don't know.
But if he is, I don't want his cameo cut out. I would like to actually see. I mean, come on, we all know Nick he's not in a wheelchair, for Pete's sake.
He's actually been working out. He lost weight.
Yeah. He kind of inspired me to do it.
I think he's hoping for actual scenes. That would be great. I would love that.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Just like what James, they've all said it. We all know it. We all know it as fans. If you put that's another reason why I want to lose mask again, because I like to trim down to where if I ever wanted to dress up again, I want to be able to fit I want to be able to fit in the coveralls again and a white mask without looking like, fat man in a little coat. I really would. I'd like to see at least Nick Castle, and I don't give a rat's, if the mask's different on, because he's the reason why we are all chasing after that certain, like what's been behind you on your screen the whole time. He's the iconic image of Michael Myers in that mask.
Absolutely.
So, because
every one of the nicest dudes in the world.
Yeah.
Wrap things up.
Yeah. That's how I'll do it. We'll just wrap things up right here. So I don't have anything else that I could think of as of right now, being that today is July 24th. We still got, 2 months and 2 weeks left that we could dodge the bullet. Maybe that's too strong of a word to say this day and age, but I think I could do it. I really do. I know it's going to get more difficult as we get closer, especially if we do get a chance to get a horror hound, where it's going to be surrounded by even more Halloween fans. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have to see the trailer, but I'll just stick to staying off of social media as much as possible. I mean, if somebody sends me a message with a link to it, I'll just ignore it. Not a big deal. Yeah, I think I could do it.
I'm in the same camp. I think I think we're going to be thankful if we do it and stay disciplined with it. I think we'll thank ourselves later.
Yeah.
I think it'll be an experience.
Maybe I have
I'm
to.
hoping at least.
I'm hoping. But the more I think about it, it's almost like I'm going to have to possibly cut back from YouTube, which is going to be difficult with the ads. Because I know I remember last year they did have Halloween Kills, 15-second, ads, whatever on there.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be, wow. That's going to be my biggest challenge.
It's going to be
I'm screwed.
It's going to be everywhere.
And I get the cheapest version of Hulu where they have ads. Oh man.
We got to find the biggest rock in the world and just hunker down.
All righty. Well, I am shutting up on this video.
Yes, sir.
And Chris, I figure before I do shut up, I always say that, and it's like 10 minutes later, I finally shut up. I figure after we do go see Halloween Ends, it'll be so fun to finally discuss that film without seeing any trailers, I believe. And I say either that weekend or the following weekend, depending on how busy our schedule truly is, we should do this same thing live with spoilers about Halloween Ends.
So we can spoil it for everybody.
Oh, hell yeah. If they don't like it, tough. Or they just won't watch the video until after they see it. Which is duh, that's what you do.
That is fair. That is fair.
Because I'm planning on seeing it that Friday night with my son. I don't know if I'll be able to see it Thursday night. But that's fine. I don't have to go see it Thursday night, the night before. It's not a big deal because I'm thinking I got to be at work early enough. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. So
yeah,
not a big deal. So yeah, Friday, maybe Saturday evening, we'll have to sit down, Zoom the shit out of Halloween Ends to give our opinions and spoil the hell out of that. So there you go. If you're still watching this video and if you're thinking, well, I wonder what the next video might be. Well, that might be the next video, or who knows? We got 2 months and 2 weeks to possibly do another one before then.
I would love to get like a big meeting,
We could do that. And they're going to want to know, well, how do I get in touch with you on that? It's pretty simple. Obviously, leave a comment down there in the comment section. Let me know. Let Chris and I know if you want to join. And hopefully, you have to have Zoom on your computer or your phone. And then naturally, when the day comes, I'll send the invitation out. And we're going to schedule it, obviously, in the evening, Eastern time, because that's the side of the country Chris and I live on, Eastern time here in the U.S. And you're probably thinking about 7 or 8 o'clock that night, Chris?
I'll probably be fine with whatever.
Yeah, we'll probably do it around that time, Eastern time, 7 or 8 o'clock. And yeah, a month from now, we've got to do another update on how we're doing. And like I said, I'll bring it up. All righty. Well, Chris, hang in there. It'll be okay.
I'll see y'all on the other side.
He'll start looking like a crackhead by October 12th.
Going dark.
All righty. I'm going to go ahead and end this, and word to your grandmother and stuff. And I guess I end it now.